Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Open Shutter. It's another Wednesday. It's the last Wednesday of the month, and we have a special guest, Bryan McGowan, on. And if you've watched this show in the past, he's been on to talk about Steel Wool. But today, since we're about a month away from Halloween, we're going to talk about Halloween portraits. And we're going to show some photos, and we're going to go through approaches and editing and props and all that good stuff. So I think it's going to be a fun show, and hopefully we all learn something. And we're missing one guy from the boy band, Selorm. He can't join us today, but we still have the two Bryans and Evans. So Evans, why don't you do a quick intro for the people that don't know who you are?
Hey, for those of you who have never seen me, my name is Evans. I'm a portrait and wedding photographer based in Brampton, Ontario. We're here having fun on a Wednesday night as usual. So we're talking Halloween stuff, and I'm gonna mostly be quiet today because I'm learning myself for Halloween stuff. So I'll be learning a lot today. So thanks for joining us on this Wednesday night.
Yeah,
we have an expert. We have an expert with us tonight. My name is Bryan James. You can find me right on here, Mr. Bryan James. On the internet, as Paul says, it's pretty funny. Mostly I do portraits and street photography, and I have little to no experience with Halloween shots, but I'm very interested to learn from Bryan tonight. And the only experience I've had is kind of doing like some creepy self-portraits because I'm into that stuff. So I think this will be fun. It should be intriguing, and I'm looking forward to hearing what we got on the show tonight.
Absolutely, for sure. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Paul, based in Toronto. Lead a photography meetup group called Get Out Shoot Toronto. Visit us at getoutshoot.com for everything going on. And just a side note is that we've kind of scheduled like a Halloween themed portrait workshop October 25th. Yep. And I figured I'd get Bryan on to kind of talk about what's going to kind of happen at that workshop, because Bryan and his friend Andre have a lot of experience with kind of doing Halloween portrait shoots. And I think there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people may not know. So you guys will probably get some tips and tricks on how to do your own kind of Halloween portrait, because I think it's a lot of fun. And I think it makes the season a lot more fun, especially this year, since a lot of things are canceled. Probably Halloween is canceled too. So if you're able to go out and do like a little shoot, I think it's great. And big thanks to Bryan for coming on. I don't know, Bryan, if you want to give like a 10-second pitch about yourself, and then we can kind of dive in.
Sure. So I'm Bryan McGowan, and I'm from Brampton, Ontario as well as Evans. And I just enjoy doing all kinds of weird and funky stuff. And Halloween portraits are awesome.
Yeah, and for you guys, the people that are on the live, if you guys have seen our earlier shows with Bryan and Andre, you know how good their steel wool stuff is, and their Halloween
light painting
and all that's crazy banana stuff. So I don't know. You want to just maybe throw up the first photo and just kind of like go from there, kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen here. Bring up. There we go.
Okay, so here's the first photo. So this is your friend Laura, right, Bryan?
Yes, so she's going to be the one that's at the workshop with us, actually.
Yeah, so Laura's been kind enough to help us out at the workshop, and I think this photo just basically sells the workshop itself, because it's creepy as F, I think.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and you'd never know that it was taken in the middle of the day either.
This was taken in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
The joys of editing. I didn't queue up the before picture, but I could quickly find it and share it with you here too.
Interesting.
Because I do have it. So that's before any editing.
Where was it shot? Like, was it in Brampton or?
Just under a bridge in Brampton. Middle of the day. Single light, 8-inch reflector with a honeycomb grid.
Okay.
Get a nice tight beam of light, not much spill.
I like it.
Sometimes. Yeah, so it went from that to that.
So how did you kind of make that edit? Like, kind of like a high level approach, I guess.
So basically, something called an Orton effect, some gradient mapping, the colors, a lot of darkness put into it, just to make it really contrasty. And
That was done in Photoshop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I start with camera raw and then I go to Photoshop. Always. That's just my approach.
Interesting. I like how she's looking at the camera.
Yeah, that was
Looks like she wants to kill you.
Yeah,
basically,
like, makes it more personal.
creepier.
Right? Like it
My
makes it more,
contact can be creepy.
And for those of you who were at the workshop last weekend, the lighting workshop, we talked about this. We talked about using your strobes to kind of create nighttime, even when it's broad daylight. And this is kind of like a perfect example of that.
you would never know it's daytime.
Yeah.
So fun to play with that. So fun to play with that.
Yeah. Also, like the balloon ads. Like was it? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another one from the same spot, basically just facing a different direction. And then I just took out all the greens and made them red. Just had fun with it.
Yeah. Because the red kind of matches her pants too.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think the greens and the trees worked, so I just made them all red.
And red just like, I don't know, it symbolizes like blood or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, kind of like, you know, it's it or like The Shining or like something like that. It's got that feel to it.
Contrasts more with the white she's wearing. So
and the white, yeah.
Her pop more.
Exactly. Now, like I assume Laura knows how to pose. Like you don't have to tell her a lot of stuff.
Laura does not need any coaching at all when it comes to posing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, her and I work so well together. I'll like fine tune, but in terms of general posing, she's really, really good. Very professional.
Yeah.
So the people at the workshop will have no problem getting good photos out of her.
Yeah, that's good. And you guys worked together how long?
She was one of my very first shoots 6 years ago, which was absolutely terrible looking back at it. But
what, your shots?
Oh yeah.
we all have that.
Oh yeah.
We all. It's always fun going back to the first year.
6 months after I picked up a camera, I shot with her, and
yeah,
it was awful.
And she still comes out.
You got to learn, right?
You got to learn, yeah.
Yep, the pains of learning, right?
Pains, you got to go through it.
No, you got to go through it.
This is like a Snow White meets, I don't know.
Meets the big bad wolf.
Yeah, kinda.
All clawed up there, and this again was shot in the middle of the day. This one uses 2 lights, so there's one light with an orange gel actually to light her skin, and then the camera's white balance is set to tungsten, and there's just a plain light in the back to backlight the fog, which is a smoke grenade.
Right.
And that's how you get the contrast on her skin versus the forest. So
right.
You get that warm, cool blend there.
Yeah.
Just using a gel on your flash.
It's that attention to detail. I like that. Look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. I like that, Brian.
That is, yeah.
Again, a 2 light setup. So one light back in the forest, just firing through the fog.
Mm-hmm.
And again, middle of the day.
Right. So how do you get your ideas for the shoots? You just kind of just comes to you, or you get inspiration somewhere?
A lot of the time stuff just pops in my head, and I'll send her a concept and be like, okay, can you figure out how to do makeup for this?
Right.
The clown was actually a concept she sent to me and said, do you want to shoot this? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. But like some of the other photos you'll see tonight are concepts that I sent to her. Some of them are that she sends to me. We back and forth about it all the time. We've got another shoot coming up that I sent her a concept for, and it's going to be very dark and brutal.
Really?
It's going to be fun.
It's going to
involve a lot of blood.
It's going to involve a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And she does her own makeup.
She does her own makeup, yeah.
Is that her career, or that's just like a thing she does?
That's a thing she does. She's done makeup for a few other productions. Okay. I know at one point she was in talks with the guys who did the Resident Evil series, and because they filmed that in Toronto. So
yeah.
But she's done other stuff with makeup. So.
Man, I think makeup just makes it next level too.
Oh yeah.
Especially when she can do it herself. You don't have to hire someone else to do it.
Exactly. And this is the same girl.
Yeah, to me, so she's wearing a mask?
She's got latex on her head. She used a swimming cap and just really played with it. I can bring up.
What was that shot? What was that shot?
That shot was actually in behind a warehouse. And we threw in an orange smoke grenade basically into the debris to make it look like a crash ship kind of thing. And
Right.
Cool.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what made you think of the alien? Was that your concept or her concept?
That was mine. I said to her, just, can you make it work? And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. So it took her a while to figure out how she was going to do it, but that's what we ended up with.
Oh. Man.
So, and
I like
one like that. So that was a concept that I sent to her with the face makeup, and I brought the teddy bear, and just to make it creepier, because I thought a teddy bear would make it creepier.
Yeah, I think so. Teddy bears always makes things creepy.
Can you zoom up on her face a little bit for me?
I can. How's that?
Good. Yeah, I almost thought for a second she was wearing like a mouth.
Like
I couldn't tell from the distance. No. You know the mouth guards. You know, some
not
people
a retainer.
Yeah, something like that. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, no. What it is, she built up latex basically over her mouth, cut it open, and then put twine through it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wow.
Can't you do that at the workshop?
I don't know what she'll be doing exactly for her makeup.
It'll be a surprise, I guess.
She's got black contacts. Yeah.
No, that was Photoshop.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
I don't want to make her too uncomfortable with the contacts and everything. So
yeah. People on the live, if you guys have questions for Bryan in terms of his approach in editing, feel free to ask. Like, how long does it take you to average a photo, like on average?
Some of these will take 2 hours worth of editing, depending.
Make for a great YouTube video.
This is same makeup. This is in the parking lot at my office for my full-time job.
Yeah.
We just went outside. Single light, smoke grenade. Smoke grenades are great for adding atmosphere.
Yeah, I think, yeah, totally.
We'll have some at the workshop for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Think about what about just buying a fog machine? It seems more economical.
Not enough output.
Yeah, and beside, not all of, well, especially if you get the powered one, you need something to power it, right? Most of the to get a high energy, a high punch one, you need to plug it in. The smaller ones won't be enough to fill up like a forest like that.
I buy enough smoke grenades that I get a discount at the store. So.
Yeah.
And then
I like it. Yeah, I like this one. This one's cool.
Same girl again. So this is a 20-year-old girl in an abandoned house.
It's great. Like it's yeah. I also like the background. Smoke weed, you got that in the background. Like
I saw it on the wall and I thought, you got to throw that in there.
You see, kids, that's what happens to you when you smoke weed.
That's what happens.
Don't do drugs.
Like this.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Was this your concept or your concept?
My concept. She had posted that she was playing with making herself look older, and I said, "Can you do the make yourself look older crossed with a zombie?" And I'll buy you this. I'll buy you a dress at.
Can you make Paul look younger?
Probably. But yeah, no, I went to Value Village, found this kind of old lady dress, and we went to an abandoned house and did this photo shoot. And the next one is from the same shoot.
Yeah. It's a great tip. I mean, you don't need to. You just can go to like the Value Village and find also like.
Oh, Value Village is fantastic.
You don't need to go to. You don't need to spend a lot of money on clothing, really. I think it's a good
Value
tip.
Village is great. That was like a $5 dress.
Yeah, I think it's a great tip. I mean, sure, like the makeup and the smoke grenades will add money, but I mean, just to start out, if you're just starting out, to do some Halloween portraits, I think just to start with, maybe just clothing, I think helps.
Yep. We did one shoot 2 years ago, I think, where it was just a white dress, very little makeup, and but there was a smoke grenade involved. But it was a very low cost kind of shoot. Yeah. And it turned out really good. Well,
oh man, like yeah. This is cool. Like, how'd you
That
do
was
that?
actually,
Holy,
How'd you
we
do
took
that
that in my
That-
office. So,
that makeup is
in his office?
yeah, that's just in an office. It's just great makeup. It was so fun.
Man,
yeah.
she's really good with makeup.
Oh yeah,
Like, crazy.
Why don't you message Lauren and see if you can get her on?
Who, me or Brian?
okay, I'll do it.
Brian's friend.
Yeah. Let's get her on here.
I think it's super.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to talk to her about the makeup part of it
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
She's
not
She's
only,
really good. She's really good with the makeup stuff.
It's
not only is the photography great, but I think, yeah, we need to give a lot of credit to Lauren for doing that makeup. So not only is she modeling, but doing her own makeup. This is like,
it's next level, man.
it's great.
It's like, yeah, it is. It's like we're doing a phone a friend, live on air.
Yeah, I just sent her a message. I'll see if she's around. Yeah, jump to another photo here. So this is probably one of the first ones we did. Just a basic zombie look.
Hmm.
Very cool.
I also like the shot, like how it's only half her face.
That's
like how you say
you got to
Basic
play with.
zombie look.
Yeah, basic zombie look, but you have to play, right? And that's the thing with the Halloween stuff is you're not taking it to look pretty.
No. Yeah. Whereas like a lot of Halloween stuff, it's made you're supposed to look good, you know, the sexy nurse and all that stuff, but that's not like
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be, right?
I hate that stuff.
Yeah. Like
I don't know. What do you think, Evans? We should give this a try. We won't have to edit out any blemishes and pimples.
That part of it's actually
Yeah.
really nice.
We could actually add blemishes.
Add more
Yeah.
blemishes. Yeah.
we're gonna add blemishes.
Never have I had a
That part of
client,
it's
never
really
have I
nice.
had a client say, "Can you make me look worse?"
Yeah. No. Well, yes, you want to look worse because it's your Halloween shoot.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's great.
interesting stuff, though.
it's great. Like, I mean, I guess for people that are just starting, like I said, I mean, if you don't have makeup artists, if you don't have smoke grenades, like, what's a couple of tips that you can just give to people to kind of start?
Use your creativity first and foremost. Just light things differently. Single light, different angles with a single light
Yeah.
can add a really dramatic effect. Make it a really tight beam of light.
So what would you recommend? Like hash light, no soft boxes kind of stuff? Because I think with the look of the Halloween stuff, if you're using really hash light with some specular highlights and maybe just a reflector or a beauty dish, I feel you might get a better, like I don't know if that makes sense in terms of the light and modifiers.
Yeah, I personally, for a lot of my Halloween stuff, I'm going to use an 8-inch reflector on the light itself with a honeycomb grid. That's kind of my go-to.
Mhm.
Single light. Sometimes, like with the smoke, I'll backlight it with another light. But for the most part, I like single light.
Is that just because it's more convenient, or that's just what works?
I find it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because when I'm looking at those pictures, right, I can see that the hash light lends more to the picture. I don't feel like, see, because you have all those that makeup and you want the makeup to stand out. If you're using a really diffused light source, which is going to be soft, it may not, the makeup may not come out as punchy as it does when you have that kind of hash light hidden in.
Yeah, and you really want the contrast too. I mean,
Yeah,
really want that contrast. Things just look really nice jumping off a dark background, especially with this. And the darkness in the background just adds to the mystery of the whole thing.
Right. Dark backgrounds are important. What
Yeah,
about like
Laura's going to jump in after 8 o'clock, I think.
Okay, great. Give her the link. Cool. Wow, that wheeling and dealing live on air. Gotta love it.
Yeah, hopefully she can get in. She's
should
got a class until 8 o'clock, so
Okay, that's fine. Also, what about people that I guess are in the again, people that are on the live, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Also, don't forget to like this video and follow Bryan on IG because his work is amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna click another share here, and I'll bring up a much simpler kind of Halloween shot.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is again in the middle of the day, no flash, just natural light, playing with white balance and editing, and just this kind of creepy guy, and all you can see is an axe handle walking through the woods.
I think the hat and the axe make the photo. And you don't see all of the axe.
It tells a story without actually showing anything. So there's no makeup in this photo.
Yeah. You don't even see his face. His back is to the camera.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that adds more mystery. And the fact that you don't see all of the axe, I think is interesting.
It kind of has this vibe of a suspense kind of to it.
Yeah.
Because you're not seeing the full picture, but like you anticipate there's more to it. Right?
There's anticipation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
There's very deliberately taken to hide things and show certain things.
I think it's another great tip. Don't show everything.
No, mystery is good.
Mystery is good. Yeah, I think it's a great tip.
And that's taken a few minutes later, but that we just went crazy.
Bryan likes putting things on fire.
Fire and smoke.
Our last workshop of people that were there, but yeah, I think it's a great tip. I think mystery is important when it comes to like Halloween porch, and I think that was a great example. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Nope.
Just an axe, you know.
Find a guy with a cowboy hat, and that was it, basically. Right. Nothing to it.
And that was shot in the GTA?
Yep, Caledon. Just on a trail in Caledon.
Tony's asking if he can see the zombie photo again.
Which one?
The zombie photo.
Which zombie photo? There were
Which zombie photo, Tony? Tony was at our lighting workshop.
Okay.
And he's coming to the Halloween thing.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anyone who's coming, it is going to be, because we're shooting on a farm, it is going to be kind of a scarecrow kind of theme.
The farm is really good. The farm is badass, and it's free to be there, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Which
I can't believe, but anyway. It is.
Right. Let's see. I'll share my screen again, and
I
don't know is that the one he wants, or
Tony, let me know. Let us the close up on the eyes. So yeah, I guess that's
the one with the gouged out eye kind of thing.
The one with the closed.
That one.
On the
that one, yeah, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. Is that the one, Tony? It's crazy. It's missing an eye or something, eh?
Oh yeah, like the eyes just gouged straight out. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's the one. How long does it take you to edit?
This I probably put 2 or 3 hours into.
Man, like it's crazy.
A lot of color work. A lot of texture work.
Yeah,
because you really want to bring out the textures.
Right.
Make it look like that skin's been ripped and.
Yeah.
Right.
And the color to make her skin look dead, and it gets fun.
So what are you using in Photoshop to get that kind of look? What are you mainly using?
Just a lot of color mixing layers.
Yeah.
Like this photo probably would have been like 40 layers by the time it was all done.
Yeah, and then it's ready for.
It's nice because then you don't have to you actually want blemishes, and
you do. You don't want to look nice.
That's no frequency separation layers, none of that.
Right,
yeah.
Tony's saying that I think in any horror shot the eyes need to appear dead for best effect. Agree or disagree?
Depends.
Yeah.
If it's a zombie, you want them dead for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have an axe murderer, maybe you don't want the eyes to look dead. So it all depends on what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Like the shoot we have coming up that Laura and I are going to do, the eyes are very much going to be alive and almost rabid looking.
Rabid. Ooh.
Yeah, because she's basically going to be in the woods covered in blood with a big knife.
You excited for that, Tony?
That's my shoot with Laura that we're doing before the workshop. The workshop's going to be awesome, though.
Yeah.
She's already putting together the makeup and everything.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Well, hopefully that answers your question, Tony. Yeah, always like think about the story, right? Like what's
story's important. Like that's the shoot that we have coming up. I built the whole story around what I wanted it to be before I even came up with the concept to send her. I don't want to describe it all and give it all away, but it's going to be dark and bloody.
Dark and bloody.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, hopefully Laura can come on because I think it'd be good to kind of get her approach.
Yeah, I think she'll be able to. She's got a class that ends at 8, so like she teaches online. So
like makeup?
No.
Zombies?
Actually, English. She teaches English. Yeah. So
that's great. For people that are in the GTA, like, what are some really good spots to do Halloween? I know that we just mentioned Caledon, but maybe a little bit more
spot where security doesn't kick you out.
Yeah. Don't shoot in Brampton because you can't shoot anywhere in Brampton.
Yeah.
Forget about that. Like, forget about
That's
it.
one of the biggest pains we are facing down here.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the thing about like.
Hey, what if we all dress up as security guards when we go to shoot?
We should.
And when they come, we'll be like, well, we already got this. Back up.
Actually, one of the things Andre and I plan to do is picking up high-vis vests and just wearing high-vis vests whenever we go shoot.
I have some.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
Brian's going to show something.
Yeah, I just shared another Halloween shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that one. It's cool.
This lantern doesn't look real.
It's real.
But it's real. It looks like
it's real.
Where was this shot at, or can you say?
This was shot in the barn behind an old church just outside Brampton.
I think barns are always work for Halloween, eh?
Oh yeah,
barns always work.
They just give a creepy kind of vibe. But
like, is there anywhere in like the GTA that you can like not in the country but more in like the city that you can find, or you got to go in the country?
The one where Laura was the zombie with the teddy bear, that was shot just outside my office, which is in Woodbridge.
Woodbridge.
400 and Steeles area. So you can be totally creative with your location too. Like it doesn't have to be in the woods.
Yeah.
You can build an urban story.
True. Tony's saying, when do you guys think it's a good idea to use constant versus strobe lights, or maybe combine them both?
You can combine.
You can combine, yeah.
Yeah, you can use, I mean, for the workshop, we're going to be using constant just because it's easier for everybody there. But I've used constant. I've used strobes. I like strobes. I like the look they give personally. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with using constant. I mean, it works just as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's just a personal preference thing.
Yeah. Personally, I have a lot of constant lights, but I only use them for video. I've used strobes for most of my photo shoots. Maybe it's just because I don't have I do have a couple of battery-powered constant lights, but for me, they're not big enough. Those are like the small camera, on-camera lights that I use for video. But when I want like power outdoors, I think of the strobes because, it's more powerful than the constant lights. Mm-hmm. But you can create similar effects with the constant light. The only thing is that the strobes, because it's a fast pulse of light, it packs more punch, and you can tell from the image that the amount of contrast that you get from the strobe, it's actually more punchy than when you're using constant light.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good question, Tony. Tony, we did do a meetup in Lower Bay last year, but we didn't do, well, it was kind of like a Halloween shoot. We had a couple of models dressed up as zombies, but we did do that last year. It's very hard to get in there. It's not as easy as you think. You have to go through a couple of hoops. Yeah.
Oh, love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, middle of the day.
Middle of the day, eh?
Middle of the day. Using flash in the middle of the day and playing with your white balance. always play with your white balance.
In what way? Just play around until you get the right look, or
Well, if you make it contrasty, use more of a tungsten incandescent white balance. It gives you kind of that nighttime look. Then in post, you're going to desaturate a bit. Then you can get that nighttime look in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and one of the other things that I know most of the lighting workshops we covered were for basics, so we didn't really go into much of these stuff. But one of the ways is just like Brian said, play with the white balance. So for example, you like one of the shot he just showed, you have the white balance sent to tungsten, but then you use a CTO orange gel on the light that is going to light the model so that his skin kind of looks normal, right? So you have an orange gel on the skin is going to come out looking normal, but the background, you can put it into any color you want, just using the white balance and the gels, right? So there's a CTO gel. There's also the blue gel that you can also use. So based on what you want to set your background colors to be, just use one of the good gels to kind of balance out the skin tones, and you can do a lot with that.
And here's the thing too, is if you just have a speed light and you don't have any gels, I mean, you can order them off Amazon for like $5 for a pack.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, go to your dollar store, buy some cellophane, colored cellophane. You can use that as a substitute for a gel, and experiment on it, only spending a bit of money at the dollar store.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. Tony, I'm sorry, I think I dated her for once. Who did you date? Okay. Question, with all the horror effects makeup, do you prefer to have practical effects, makeup on set, or add in post?
I like to have the basics there, so the real makeup there, and then play with that in post. But I want to actually see it
live in person.
Yeah.
Like I always say to people, when you're shooting, one thing I aim for is to get the image to look the best or as close to what I envision the final product to be in camera as much as possible.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Then you're not spending 6 hours on one image trying to get the effect you want. So if there is a way you can get it, as
most
much
of the way there,
close to where you want to be all the way there, do it. Right. Because I think as photographers, some of the times we kind of always have that mentality in our head that, I can fix it in Photoshop. I can do that in Photoshop, right? Yeah, and then we don't spend the time to do what we have to do while we are shooting to make our post-processing a little more easier.
Yeah, man. You can avoid
just for reference, this is what Laura looks like without makeup on one of our shoots. Just so everybody knows.
I don't recognize her. I don't get it.
That's the same person that's in all that makeup.
That is crazy.
That's a shoot we did at like 6 o'clock in the morning at the Guildwood Park, so we didn't get kicked out.
Yeah. All right. That's a great shot.
Thanks.
Man.
Yeah, that's what she looks like without makeup. So.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we've worked together on other stuff too.
Like, she's not actually a zombie.
No, she's done runway stuff. She's done fashion stuff.
That's amazing.
In terms of modeling.
Tony, I was impressed by Brian at the last meetup using his phone to add some reflections to his shot. Good tip. That's to Mr. Brian James.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Is everybody using that phone trick now?
Yeah. Mr. Brian James used it to add some reflection stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Let me find out where.
I'm going to try to find the photo now, but it's simple, but it's effective because the photo just different, which is always good.
And you always have it with you, right?
And it's always there. It's always there. Yes, it was quite good. It was quite good.
I can
use my phone to light long exposures.
I can share my screen, right, Paul?
Yeah, share the screen, man. There's another question. How is Evan's video quality better than the rest, and his aspect ratio between his face, the screen, his bounce, and adds the highlight just to him? Sorry if I was used correct. That's because Evans is the man, because he knows exactly what he's doing.
Aspect ratio between his face to the screen is balanced.
Because that's his job.
So that's the model here on
Like,
Cindy's face.
yeah.
You know, but you can kind of see the reflection here. But I thought this was cool here because
Yes, that was quite good.
That's nice.
all the writing was up here to the top left of her. I don't know what it said, but kind of reflected that back on her. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun. A lot of those shots didn't come out, but I was trying different things where I would just use a plain white screen, then I would try a plain black screen, and then I tried in one of the shots. Well, actually, that shot did turn out, but I'm not going to share that with you yet. But on one of the shots, I took a picture of the I took a picture of the graffiti, and then I reflected that graffiti shot back into the camera lens. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lower hit rate thing, but it's a lot of fun to play with, and when it works really well.
The thing about, like, for me, when I go to like one of these like a meetup, there's a lot of people, everyone's taking the same shot, so I want to give you know, I'd like to give the model something that not everybody else is going to have. So
yeah,
so if she poses one way
sense.
and 5 people all take the same shot, well, she could get 5 different edits, but essentially she's going to get 5 of the same shot. So
you don't want
Yeah.
that. You don't want that. Yeah, that's what you said in your last YouTube video. It's like you want to have one single point of focus too, right?
sometimes, I mean, in this photo, obviously the focus is going to be on her face, but just
nah. It's in development. If there are any more questions on the chat, feel free to ask away.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like it's, you know, Bryan knows a lot of stuff, which, you know, and he's happy to share his knowledge, and that's what this show's all about. It's all about like sharing knowledge, right? So, have there been shoots where you didn't come away from an image, Bryan? Tied to stuff.
So one of my Halloween shoots, very very early on, with Laura, I wasn't happy with.
No.
It was rushed. It just didn't look right, and I hope to recreate it someday. But I didn't use a single image from the shoot.
That's unfortunate.
It happens, and I'd rather trash everything than put out something that I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
But that was like 5 years ago, so I wasn't as good then as I am now. Just progression. So
progression, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. You were rushed because she had to go, or you just
and that's the key, right? When you first start, it's all about trying different things, seeing what works, see what doesn't work.
Failing a lot.
You fail a lot, but that shouldn't discourage you, right? Because if
that's how you learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's asking for the. Are you in Toronto? Someone's asking for the link to join the meetups.
Was that maybe Laura or?
No, Abdul.
Oh, I think Abdul is coming from the Facebook group, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, by the way, we also have a Facebook group, guys, because
getoutshoot.com.
Yeah.
Right? He's asking for the link to join up. He's asking for the ink, but I assume he doesn't want to get
the link.
Meetup group.
Yeah, well, I'll just give the direct link to Meetup.
Yeah.
Because I think it might get confusing.
Getoutshoot.com.
Yeah, Abdul is in Toronto.
If people are on the live and you're in Toronto, you're not part of
Get Out and Shoot.
Join it, because you can hang out with Evans and Mr. Bryan James, and that's worth the price of admission, which is sometimes free.
Oh, I agree.
Most of the time free.
But it's a lot of fun. I think you learn a lot of stuff, right? You're welcome. Hopefully, come out to a meetup. I think there's one on Saturday. I don't know if it's full or not, but there's something going on Saturday morning photo walk. Not quite Halloween, but should be fun. You meet a lot of people, and you talk photography, and you learn something along the way, and why not, right? Another question: what was the hardest shoot you guys have ever been on? Whether it's location, logistics, bad model, etc. Oh, he's asking some fire questions.
Personally, I've had some tough locations.
Yeah.
Logistics, I mean, that's part of the job. You just deal with what's there. Some locations are just terrible.
Yeah, how come?
Absolutely terrible.
Why?
Just no decent spot to actually take a photo.
Can't find the right angle.
Yeah, it's just trash everywhere.
Like literal garbage? Or
not literal garbage, but like when you have to do a shoot in a room where there are 4 white walls.
Oh, talk to me.
And,
Sell this pen.
but they want it interesting. So it's like, what do I do now?
Sell this pen.
How do you bring in the shadows, right?
Yeah,
The
that's
light
what I did.
bouncing
Was I
off
set up,
everything.
I started creating shadows just to add some interest to the shot because it was just plain white the whole room.
Where were you exactly?
It was actually in a party room at a condo tower, and it was just plain white walls all around.
Oh.
So there was a lot of bouncing light, a lot of shadow, just to add something to the photo other than just, oh, look, there's a person against a white wall. Oh, look, there's another person against a white wall. Because it was an event, right?
Oh. Was this for a friend or it was a gig or?
It was a gig.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer that question in just a second, but just since you jogged my memory, I have some party rooms in my condo. There's like 4 of them, and they're really beautiful. So I inquired about, what does it cost? So $500 deposit. Okay, you're going to get that deposit back.
Yeah.
$150, I think, for every 2 hours. And what the part that I was unhappy about, maybe it's because of our recent experiences, but you have to hire a security guard.
Yeah.
For $138.
Wow.
And I'm like, why do I need a security guard for myself and one person or 2 people in one? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I live here. I really don't think. And they're like, no, they're adamant about it. You have to hire a 4-hour minimum for security guards. And so to answer the question, what was the most difficult one? I'm just thinking, and recently I had a photo shoot at Aga Khan. And again, speaking of security, it was not on a weekend. It was not during a religious holiday or anything, but our whole shoot was like planned around like getting 3 very particular shots. And as soon as I pulled my camera out, even though it's a small mirrorless camera, they were like, nope, can't shoot here.
Yeah, buddy, you can't. It's impossible.
And then we walked around for a minute and just pretended like we weren't doing nothing, waited for security to leave, went out, took maybe 5 shots. Security came back out and said, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I didn't get any of the shots that I wanted. Yeah.
And then and then I had to meet up there the next day. Brian's like, don't do this.
It wasn't the next day, but yeah, you had planned something and it was a religious holiday. I know.
Like, don't do it.
And yet, like 3 weeks ago,
yeah,
Andre and I were at Aga Khan, and we had tripods set up and everything.
No way.
There.
You had tripods
and that's the thing, because I've seen so many shoots there, and I'm like, I've gone there just to like visit and look at it and scout it out. I'm like, yeah, I saw people taking photos, no big deal. And then the security guard told me you need a permit. So of course I looked up the permit, and Paul, I think I sent it to you. It was something ridiculous, like
$400, I think.
Toronto permits are crazy.
I thought it was more, but yeah, it's just
for an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, you just have to get lucky and get there at the right time, really.
Yeah, or just not get the worst security guard on the planet.
You know what I need? I need a diversion. Like I need someone to like
you need someone to do a smoke grenade.
Throw a smoke grenade, right? And like take off running in the other direction.
Give me a call, man.
Yeah, and then we're all
give me a call.
The security guards even follow. You remember the Brampton meetup? The security came out with flip flops on.
Yeah, I remember that. That was hilarious.
I'm like, I can't even take you seriously, bro. You don't even have shoes on.
I don't even know who he was security for. He wasn't with the firm.
He came out of his van. He came out of a van.
Yeah.
For me, in terms of difficulties with photo shoot, for me, location has never really been much of a problem for me, in the sense that, I try to get work with every location I get, no matter how bad it is. I try to figure out, it's one of 2 things. It's either I go to a location and I love the location, so I'm going to shoot at something like f5.6 or above, just to show a little bit more of the location, or I get to a location and it's full of garbage, and I'm going to do 2 things. I'm either going to shoot at f1.2, f1.4, f1.8, something around that place, blow out the background, or I'm going to try to use, let's say, the sky as a backdrop. So what I usually would do is I go down flat and I shoot and use the sky more like the backdrop, right? So I cut out whatever is out in the location. Oh, hello.
Hey,
Laura is here.
Thank you, Laura, for jumping on at such short notice.
No worries.
I'm Paul. This is Evans and Mr. Bryan James.
Hello.
And thanks for helping us out with the workshop next month.
Hi.
And we're just going through Brian's photos, and we're just amazed at your amazing makeup skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
thank
really
you.
wanted to see the face behind the makeup.
Yeah, like phenomenal, like phenomenal work.
Because that
Myself
work
was
is
lighting.
awesome.
We're all very excited that you have both your eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian had to show like a real photo of you just to say, guys, she's really not a zombie. So fantastic.
So where did you learn? I mean, is this something that you studied? This
Self-taught.
Self-taught,
really?
Yeah.
like through YouTube. Like, how did you learn?
A little bit of YouTube. There used to be this show, like on TV, back when everyone actually watched cable TV, called The Face, and they just had like different makeup challenges. So it kind of inspired me to try and do the same things they were doing.
Brian, you want to throw up a couple of photos?
Yeah, sure.
We'll go through a couple.
I'll pop up the famous eye shot there.
Famous eye shot. We
Yeah,
think.
everybody seems to love that eye shot.
Everyone loves it.
There we go.
Yeah. Like this one.
So tell us about this.
Phenomenal.
So basically, it's just like toilet paper, tissue, and latex, and you just black out your eye and build your flesh wound around it. And yeah, that was basically all I did for the constructing the prosthetic part.
What do you mean when you say you bulge out your eye? Like you put toilet paper on your eye and then?
Yeah.
Toilet paper on your eye. Okay.
And the other eye is hopefully functioning.
Crazy.
Your other eye was available?
Yeah, thankfully.
That's
so how long did that take you to build? Like, is it fairly quick or is it more involved?
That one I think was about an hour for the whole thing, including the face paint that went on after and the blood.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't bring any of your stuff with the this evil witch from Snow White.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Let me see if I can find one of those quick.
Yeah, maybe show that one.
While you guys are talking.
Yeah. So self-taught, that's amazing. You just have this kind of passion, I guess.
Yeah.
Naturally, right? To kind of make things look really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's good. It's just
it just amazes me how you were able to do that on your own self, right? Because sometimes I try to shave myself and I have problems doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think because I
with
do
one
so
eye
much
closed.
I'm
just wondering. One eye closed, one eye open, just trying to put all that stuff.
I think because I do so much like modeling where I'm not ugly, I know my face really well. So I know what's gonna work and what's not gonna work and how to accentuate certain areas. So I've done I don't think I'm that great at beauty makeup, but I've done pretty makeup as well. So just knowing the structures of the face helps.
Yeah, just like photography.
Yeah.
Maximize the strengths, minimize the weaknesses. Right.
And finding people that work well together helps too.
We're a really good team.
Oh, 100%. So what's been your favorite shoot with Bryan so far that you've been on?
Recently, I like the clown series. That was fun. There's a lot of really good ones. Then we did one with a grandma zombie in an abandoned house.
Yeah, Bryan showed that.
I like that location a lot.
That's a great photo.
Yeah, it was really fun. I like the alien. I think I liked my alien.
The alien, Bryan showed that too.
The best, yeah. Alien makeup's up there is one of my favorite makeups. So obviously,
how come
like that shoot? Well, my Instagram username is Laura Alien.
Right.
So I've got a little bit of a
sci-fi kick.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's cool.
Evil witch.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
How long did this take you to do in terms of makeup?
I think an hour. We actually filmed that one.
Yeah, there's a time lapse on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's
that one. We time lapsed the makeup and then did a bit of video of the shoot. This is just outside my office again.
And then the nose is a prosthetic?
Yeah. So it's from Malabar, and then I cut it and changed it because it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So to change a prosthetic, all you do is you cut it and then you set it how you want it, and you just glue it like with latex, and it just hold it till it dries. It takes a few seconds.
You should start a YouTube channel on this stuff. I think it would be a hit.
Yep.
Amazing.
It's a good month to start it in too.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun shoot.
That's great.
I think there'll be a lot of people who will be interested in at least learning some of these stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I mean, self-taught again. I mean, it just goes to show you, if you have the passion for it, you can just get the knowledge from anywhere.
Well, maybe I'll get it going at some point. I'll let you guys know.
You never know. You never know. Guys,
And if you want makeup in the meantime, hire Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone needs makeup.
Because she does it on other people too, not just herself.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather hire you than to try it myself. But when you start that YouTube channel, we'll invite you back and we'll promote it. You know?
Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good.
For sure. You want to drop your handle on Instagram, Laura, for the people to follow you? Put it in the comments.
Sure. How do I do that? Sorry.
I'll just put in the comments. Put it
in the comments.
I'll put
Comments. Okay.
Laura _ right?
Yeah.
Alien _ princess.
Yes. I don't know how to add a comment.
It's okay.
I can put it in the. It's allowing me to do it here. I don't know why it won't let me put it.
At least the comments on StreamYard are tied to YouTube.
Oh, I think she put it in the private
On the
chat.
private?
So
That's in the private chat, yeah.
there.
Okay.
But somebody can copy
That's
it.
good. I'll copy it and
paste
post it in the comment for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys the IG here. You guys have a shoot lined up soon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We've always got something lined up.
Always have something going on.
More stuff in the pipeline too.
You guys do it like year round, it seems, eh?
Pardon me?
You guys do it year round, it seems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't stop. It doesn't matter if it's. So do you guys do like Santa stuff, like when like Christmas comes and like elves?
I think we will this year.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, outside Brampton City Hall.
Brampton City Hall.
Where they don't like photographers. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I did it right in front of the doors.
Right.
Very quick shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked up, we took the photo, and we left.
Yeah, he gave me the direction before I got up there.
Did Brian tell you what happened to us at our meetup? We got accosted by security.
Jeez, yeah.
I was telling, as Laura and I were walking around doing this shoot downtown, I kept saying to her, we got to keep moving because we got to keep ahead of security.
Don't stop.
I love it.
So we've got shots by the Rose Theater, City Hall, Gage Park, just to keep ahead of security. No, wrong way. Let's go this way.
That's great. Yeah.
You should send them all to Brampton City Council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I love that.
That's the gazebo in Gage Park. So.
It's my favorite so far from this series.
That's great.
And that's just 100% natural light. We were just walking around using what was there.
Amazing. It's got that Joker vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I had fun editing that one too.
Laura, are you more partial to zombies or clowns, or like, are you more partial to one of those?
I can do anything. If you can dream it, I can do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hired.
So I think Abdul is asking a question. He says, I never understood fade in photos. What is significance other than making the scene vintage?
Oh, photo, Brian.
Well, there's a couple of other stuff why I would fade it. It's not just the look of the vintage, but you can also use fade, especially when you fade the shadows, to kind of bring out a little bit more of the details in the shadows, right? So if you have an image where the black levels are too much, you want to bring up that black level so there's a little bit of details in your blacks. Otherwise, sometimes people everybody have a preference.
It's very much an artistic choice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an artistic choice. Some people will crush the blacks, make it all black. I sometimes prefer to just lift up the blacks a little bit, fade it out, so I can have more details in there.
Yeah, it all depends on the photo and the look you want
I think that the
as an
fade works
individual
really
artist.
well with special effects.
Yeah, and if you're going for the film look, you have to fade it, right? That it gives it that kind of film like vibe.
Yeah, so this one I went very much because I had this light source in the top right corner. I worked with that and added the fade and everything. Just really muted color palette.
Yeah.
Just to give it a very specific look. But then if you look at this one, a very different look for a very different spot. And it's just that's the artistic side of processing is you've got that kind of freedom to just play, especially with the Halloween stuff. You can really, really just play with it.
Very true. Tony has a question. Other than the obvious camera lens, what is the single most important piece of equipment every photographer should have?
I think Tony needs to go and watch last week's show on Brian's channel.
Yes, you should.
We actually covered this in depth.
We did.
But for me, I would tell you that for just a quick one, right? Just the one piece of equipment that I bought that I have always used everywhere is a color checker passport.
Color checker passport. Waiting for the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's a great piece of equipment that not everyone knows about either.
Yeah.
Right.
Single most important, a battery charger.
Battery charger. Yes.
Extra batteries.
Extra batteries.
I don't know.
Extra batteries and gear that's actually comfortable in your hand.
It's your eyes. Without your eyes, then photography's not. It's
your eyes. Yeah.
It's just how you view the world, what you see. Doesn't matter what camera you have. Doesn't matter if you shoot your phone. Tony, it's a good photo. So don't be so hard on yourself.
Don't be too hard. Just go out, have fun.
Yep. And I think sometimes we focus too much on the gear and the equipment. For me, like I always say, master the craft, right? Because whatever you see, there is a way to get it. Whether you have the actual equipment they use or you don't, there is a way to DIY some way or use some technique to get a similar result, right? It may not be the exact same thing, but you can get something close. So once you understand how the equipment that you have currently works, right, you should be able to achieve anything you want to achieve. Sometimes we fall into that trick that says, "Oh, if I have this lens, I can create this look." No, you can have that lens and not be able to create that look.
It's true. It's true.
Yep. 100%.
And like the camera that I shoot on now, I think you can pick up used for like $500. So
is that right?
Would I love to have a Sony A9 II with all G Master lenses? Yeah, that'd be great. But I don't need that kind of stuff to create good photography, good photos.
I actually find now that I've gone with a small mirrorless, it's actually easier to get out and create, just because it's easier to carry your gear around because it's smaller, it's lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not cursing every time you pick it up. You're like, damn, this thing's so heavy. Why am I dragging this around?
Mm-hmm.
Just having a small mirrorless just gives you a lot more freedom.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
Oh, 100%. Once you go mirrorless, you'll never go back.
Oh, for sure.
Never ever go back. Laura, are you also into photography? You're just kind of like on the other
yeah, no, I do photography too. I actually went to school for photography. That was my major.
Really?
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
I went to Ryerson. Not recommended.
Recommended?
It was what it was. But it's a lot of technical stuff, and if you already know the technical rules and you want to break them, they weren't really too keen on that.
I don't want to break any rules.
Yeah, even if you could prove you knew them. So, and I think breaking rules in photography is really fun.
I think so.
Yeah, because that's how you get something no one else has done before.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of call them guiding principles.
Yeah, that's a better way.
Exactly. And that's what I always say. I always say, know the rules, but break them.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Know them first, and then you can break them to your will, however you want.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, that's great. There's so many ways to learn photography, right? School, meetups, YouTube, self-teaching, right? There's a lot of different ways to get the knowledge, right? So just the way in which you learn is the way that you got to do it, really.
Yeah.
I
think school has definitely become a really great thing for photographers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Is this your first like live stream, Laura?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just it. It's a casual chat. We don't even know what to expect. We just jump on. We just start
Well,
talking. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a segment at the end. We normally all dance. So
Yeah.
we'll cue up the music and
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna get weird.
We've been doing this for 6 months and we're still
We've been doing
figuring
this
out.
for months.
yeah.
Yeah, we started this in like April, like just after lockdown.
Oh, cool.
I love this shot. What is this? My God.
Faceless Red Riding Hood.
Mm.
So the makeup is actually just to black out her whole face, make it look like a hole.
And
then
that's
just
makeup on her. That's makeup on Laura's face.
That's makeup on Laura's face. Yeah.
Just black
Wow.
makeup, or like what is
Just
it?
black.
Just
Black
Also, it's
makeup.
mostly black, and then it's just got like a crescent moon of gray just to give it a little bit of depth.
Man.
Picnic basket, smoke grenade, flash.
Oh man. I'm gonna be super
Cool.
interested in what you have in store for the workshop.
It's going to be fun.
Cool.
I know it's a surprise, so you can't really say anything.
We got to keep some
Yeah,
suspense.
something's gotta be a secret.
Yeah, Tony on the live here is coming, so I think he's super pumped now.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People are going to get some awesome stuff.
Started collecting materials, guys. It's gonna be really cool.
Oh really? Eh?
Yeah.
Oh. Can't give a hint. It's all hush hush.
It's up to
Hey,
Bryan.
anybody wants to know, they gotta go. Link is in the description. Get out and shoot. Go join the group. Sign up for that
I
meeting.
think it's already full.
It's full, but you never know. You never know.
That's the thing. The meetup gets filled these days, man.
Well, it's only like 5
The
people,
first
right?
set is gone.
Yeah,
We
this
should
is
do
the
a second
very
one.
We could do a second one.
Yeah.
yeah. If there's enough interest out there to
we'll
schedule
do a
it,
second one, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. And that farm, like I said, is really good. You've been to that farm, right, Laura?
Maybe. Have we been?
No,
there?
I don't think
Not
we've
yet.
ever done a shoot there. I've done many shoots there, but I don't think Laura and I have actually been there.
I haven't, no.
Tony's asking, Laura, any chainsaws involved? LOL.
So far,
You wish-
no.
You wish
But I mean, that might change. Who knows?
you never know, right?
We could certainly arrange one.
We could add one. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
one, but if
Like a
someone
real
wants
one
to
or like a
provide one.
toy one?
A real one. Why
Oh,
would you
yeah.
bring a fake one?
I don't know, because I'm a kid. I don't know.
I won't hurt myself. I promise.
Yeah.
Real chainsaw, why not?
Real chainsaw? Oh, man.
Nice big axe,
Yeah. Oh,
knives.
Tony, get ready, man. That's all I can say. Get ready.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Laura, for jumping on such short notice. We really appreciate it.
No problem. It was fun, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out. But
Yeah,
thanks
for
for
sure.
having me.
Thanks, eh?
Thanks,
Thank
Laura.
you. Thank
Bye,
you.
Laura.
Bye.
See you soon.
Really appreciate it.
Cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
8:30. So you guys want to wrap it up? I don't know if people have any other questions. Did I see any other questions? I don't think so. But yeah, thanks, Bryan, for jumping on and kind of guiding through some of this stuff. I think we all learned something. I think so.
I hope.
We learned how Laura is badass, basically.
Oh yeah, that one shot with her in the river, basically crouched down with the lantern.
Yeah.
It was like 5 degrees that day, so
Yeah.
she's a trooper.
Yeah, that's great. That'd be good. Mr. Bryan James, final thoughts?
I just appreciate Bryan coming on and Laura for jumping in. But yeah, that was pretty wicked. Makes me want to try something like this. So
Yeah.
if not the meetup, maybe I'll try it again. But yeah, it's different to see a new style of photography versus always making everything beautiful. You did the opposite, but but it's still very, very beautiful in its own way. So very cool. Thank you.
Mr. Evans.
All right. Thank you, guys. Like I always say, we're here because you guys are here. And this is a community of everybody sharing and learning. And that's what we do here every Wednesday. The show is over soon, but if you have any more questions, we are all in that Facebook group. Go find it, join us there, ask questions. This week we have a challenge going. The challenge is paint. So anything with paint. Anything
I'm
with
sure
paint.
Bryan had something
right?
to paint.
So whether it's graffiti,
Yeah, he's
whatever it
looking right
is,
now.
yeah.
He's looking right now. I can see.
So whether you have a painted model, whether it's a painted bike, whether it's graffiti, whatever it is, go enter, join the challenge.
Please do.
Awesome.
Yes, Tony. It's the show is every Wednesday at 7:30 live on YouTube, and we just take turns hosting on all of our YouTube channels. We're missing one person from the boy band, Selorm. He's in Texas, but he's doing some other stuff. So yeah.
The Red Riding Hood shoot that we showed at the beginning, there is a behind the scenes of that shoot on my YouTube, so you can kind of get a feel for it on there.
Yeah, go check out Brian's YouTube channel. He does a band of stuff behind the scenes. Check out the channel. We all have channels, but you know, definitely check out Brian.
It's all over, but I don't like to niche down.
Yeah, just keep it wide open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big thanks again to Brian. I definitely learned a couple of things, you know, some advanced stuff, some beginner stuff, which I think is super important for people that are just starting out. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I think it's all about being creative and just kind of paying attention to details a little bit and kind of trying to tell a story. I think people get lost sometimes with getting the shot right. You kind
Go
of
to thrift stores.
Yeah, thrift stores, right?
They're good for like the lantern, $5 at a thrift store. The dress, $5 at the thrift store.
Yeah. Chalk pastels would do too for the paint challenge, Evans?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, anything with painting.
Cool.
I think they are good.
Drop it in. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks again. And
thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian. Maybe we'll do another show after the workshop. We kind of do like a debrief like we did for the steel wool.
Yeah, get a few photos from the people that were there to show too. That would be great.
We'll do that. And thanks everyone for jumping on. Appreciate it. Make sure you like this video. And yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.
Thanks, everybody. Take care, guys.
Take care.
All right.
It's good.
Are we still on?
It's going.
Still.
I still see the live thing in the
Still see the live feed.
Yeah.